Your focus is precious. Your focus is valuable. You're wasting it though. You're not focusing on what can help you. You're not focusing on the tasks at hand that you need to generally be focusing on. Because if you because if you want to grow, you need to do the tasks that feel uncomfortable. Because right now you're comfortable. You're in a position where you're familiar. You're in a routine, and it's not beneficial to you. And sorry about that loud ass car too, but for the most part, your focus needs to be centered around things that are going to benefit you and help you grow. Because your time and energy and resources are valuable and they're precious. You need to use them accordingly. Instead of just going home and laying down, just watching Netflix all day, eating junk food, you need to focus on the things that are going to help you grow and help you become the individual that you know you want to be. And if you don't realize that yet, there's a much greater version of yourself out there. He already exists. They already exist. She already exists. They're out there already. And it's just a matter of you realizing this, dissecting how you're going to get there, and focusing on the tasks at hand. It's really easy to get caught up in things that you don't necessarily need to be doing. For example, you can have the best morning routine. You can have the best daily routine, something that you want to try because it's going to be like, it's going to help me get to an outcome that I want to have. So you plan this out, you're writing this down, you're putting it in your notes. I'm gonna wake up at 6, I'm gonna do my bed, all these different tasks. You make the list, and you go about your day, and you don't do them. Maybe you only do like 3 out of like 15. There's a couple of tasks. And you know that at the end of the day, looking back at this list and seeing how many of the tasks you didn't mark, you didn't finish, it's just a reminder of how much more growth you need to put in. But where a lot of people mess up is that they don't continue to overcome the shortcomings and all the challenges, even when it comes to like daily tasks that you want to improve and get better. Say it's like your hygiene or something. Say you don't wash your face before you go to bed. Say that's something you want to improve on, your hygiene, and you don't do that. A lot of people, they get unmotivated and they focus on feeling comfortable and focus on the tasks that they've always known. So say, for example, before going to bed, you've always just watched YouTube videos, you've always just watched Netflix, you've always just binge ate, you've always just done something in line that your present self is familiar with. You're focused on that. You're not focused, you don't care about improving, you don't care about getting better, you don't care about having a clean face, you don't care about your hygiene. And that's because your focus isn't there. Even though you feel like it is, it's just not. And at the end of the day too, it's focusing on the proper tasks. Say, for example, you want to be a doctor. You want to become a doctor. Or say, for example, since I'm a lot better just in terms of like fitness. Say you want to get fit. You want to get healthy. You want to have confidence when you go out. You're focused on that goal. But you're in disarray. You're in disalignment with the tasks at hand that are going to get you to that goal. And it doesn't only go for fitness. It honestly just goes for everything in life. Having a focus towards goals and actionable steps, and decluttering the necessary and the unnecessary. Because it can be really easy to get lost in so many different day-to-day tasks, day-to-day routines, and feeling stuck. Or just feeling confused or feeling lost because your focus isn't where it needs to be and you're just too comfortable. You're too comfortable and you don't have the desire to get better. Yeah, maybe you have some moments where you're really motivated and you act out of emotion, but it's not consistent. Because you'll act and you'll do things for a short period of time and then you just stop. And it's just an endless loop of you making some progress, falling back down, making some progress, falling back down. And I'm saying to not accept the failures, because of course you're going to fail in everything and anything that you do if you want it bad enough. And nothing's just going to come easy, nothing's going to be handed to you. But it's just a matter of pushing through and focusing on what needs to be focused on. And the sooner that you realize that, and the sooner that you're able to differentiate what you need to be doing and what you need to be focusing on, the more growth you're going to see. And at the end of the day too, it's just all a matter of having clarity and knowing who you want to be and what you want to do. Even if you don't have it right now, you're going to figure it out. And the way that you figure it out is by acting and by making the conscious decisions, focusing on the task at hand and focusing on things that are actually going to help you instead of all the bad habits that you've been able to develop throughout however long it's been. So it's just a matter of really dissecting where you currently are. And looking back at how far it's taken you to get to this position, what you did, how you acted, how you treated people, and realizing that with every action there's an equal reaction. And the sooner that you come to the conclusion, okay, I did this, I was a bad person here, I lied to this person, I did whatever the case may be, you were in disarray, you were living in disarray with who you want to be. And once you start to dissect how you got into this position, you just do the opposite. You do the opposite of where you are so you can get different outcomes. Because if you continue to do the same thing and focus on the same thing that you've always been focused on, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to be in the same exact position. So in order for things to change, there has to be change involved, and that doesn't only go for your actions, but how you're thinking and where your focus is. And focus isn't just something that, it takes a lot of thought. It takes thought. It takes you taking the time, sitting down and looking and reflecting on where you are and how you live your day-to-day life. And that's another thing too, where we're so focused on the end goal. We're so focused on how you feel. You're so focused on just feeling comfortable overall. You want to avoid any discomfort whatsoever. And that's not going to help you out. You're just going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change if you're just doing the same choices and making the same choices that you've always made. If you're always focused on the same thing all the time. And the sooner that you're able to make that connection, then you can be like, okay, I'm fat. Why am I fat? What have I done? What have I been focusing on that has led me to this point? I love watching movies and I love eating pizza at the same time, because when I get home from work, I'm really tired and I'd rather just sit down and lay down on my couch, binge watch a show, eating Little Caesars, instead of going to the gym, eating healthy, and feeling good. And why is that? Because it's easy. It's convenient. It's a matter of having that focus on wanting to feel good instead of having to take the time to cook a nice meal. Maybe like cooking a nice medium rare steak or something like that, something that you actually enjoy. But it takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes your focus to make something worthwhile. And that's why you're fat, because it's not worthwhile. The comfort doesn't beat your long-term goals, and it never will. It never will. So comfort is just something that you shouldn't be focused on right now. You shouldn't be focused on feeling good all the time. You shouldn't be focused on chasing dopamine. You shouldn't be focused on relaxing all the time. It's a matter of wanting to be better and making the choices necessary to get there and focusing on those tasks at hand. If you want to get more fit, then go to the gym. Drink more water. Start with the little things. Focus on something that you can actually control. Because say you're like 300 pounds right now, you can't run a mile. You can't. No matter how hard you try, you just probably can't. Unless you're some 300-pound freak athlete. But if you're 300 pounds of fat, you can't run a mile. But what you can do is maybe go for a 30-minute walk. You can maybe do some wall-assisted push-ups. You can start changing your diet. You can start changing the way that you treat yourself, instead of just wallowing in whatever's led you to this position in life that you're currently in. Instead of just feeling victim and focusing on whatever circumstances you feel like you fell victim to, and instead focusing on what you can control and focusing on the tasks at hand that are going to put you in a better position in life. And that's the main thing. It's just a matter of taking action and focusing on something and being deliberate with your time and energy, because your time and energy is precious. Your time and energy is valuable. Each and every single day we're alive, we're never going to get that day back. We're never going to get that day back. It's gone. Each and every single day. So it's just a matter of compounding those good days on top of good days and focusing on progressive overload in terms of your success and in terms of your growth as an individual, and you'll be great. You'll be just fine. And that just goes for anything. That's why every single successful individual has a set focus. They have tasks that are in line with that goal, with that set outcome, and they just chop all day, chopping wood, hacking out the tree every single day. And that's why they're able to be in positions where they can have great and valuable impacts, because they have a set focus and their focus isn't on tasks that are in disalignment and disarray with who they want to be. They know that if they do this, they put X outcomes, it'll be Y. If they put X inputs, it'll be Y outcomes. And it's just a matter of focusing on what you need to do, knowing who you want to be, and trusting that you can get from point A to point B. Just believe in yourself. Because nobody's going to have to believe in yourself more than you need to. Nobody's going to do it for you. I know it's going to be hard, I know it's going to be challenging, but anything worthwhile in life is hard and challenging. The most meaningful things in life are challenging. It's not always supposed to be easy and supposed to be comfortable all the time. It's okay for you to feel uncomfortable. Be familiar with it. And on the contrary, chase that unfamiliarity and that fear, because that's when you're truly growing as an individual, and that's when you know that you're becoming somebody you can be proud of. You're becoming that individual you see yourself as, because you're focused on the tasks that you need to accomplish. And that's all it really comes down to at the end of the day, just focusing on the tasks. And instead of having such a wide focus, say like you're trying to accomplish 20 different things at a time, you just can't. Humans are just made that way. We can't multitask too efficiently. Yeah, to a certain degree, maybe you say you can, but in all reality, you really can't. So it's a matter of taking the gradual steps, focusing on what you can control, and focusing on the daily improvements in any regard, and continue to compound that. And once it just becomes clockwork, then you just continue to implement new changes that are just going to take you to another level. Say, for example, just like when it goes back to the hygiene, you want to start washing your face. Okay, what are the roadblocks that are preventing you from doing that? Maybe you get home really late and you'd rather just fall asleep instead of just washing your face. Then all you can do is just be disciplined. Go to the restroom really quick. Just takes like a minute. Just start off small. You don't have to do like a whole routine. Just like put some water on your face. Start small. Do something that you can be consistent with, and something that is going to help you grow over time. And think about that too. Think about the progressive overload. The progressive overload in terms of your goals, and in terms of the focus, and in terms of the tasks that are going to get you there. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine. And you'll be good as long as you focus on the things that are going to actually make you better and actually make you improve, instead of focusing on comfort, instead of focusing on all of the bad habits that you have. Just take action. Take daily action. Take the daily steps that you need to do that are going to help you. Just help yourself. You're your best friend. Don't think about yourself as you're cutting your own legs. Even though you are right now, you need to be on your team. You need to be on your side. You need to be somebody who's going to carry you to the next level, carry you to the next position. You need to help yourself. And you can do that by focusing on that ideal individual you see yourself as, and full sending it. Stop waiting for it to just randomly fall out of the sky, or to just wake up and have a six-pack, or wake up as a guy who has a amazing morning routine that's consistent. Stop waiting for things to happen overnight, or for things to just fall out of the sky. Just start taking action and focusing on your goals. You'll be all right. You'll be good. Just take the daily steps. Take the daily steps, even if you have to start small. Focus on who you want to be, and you'll get there.